I do. It's actually my favorite part I've ever played. I adore Dina. From the first time that I read the script for Superstore in pilot season, I was like, that's my part. I'm going to play her. And I became very annoying to everybody on my team because I kept calling and texting and emailing saying, when is my Superstar audition? And so yeah, it's a total joy. I love getting to play somebody who is like slightly unhinged every day. It's a fun job to have.
What's the best part about Superstore? What's going to bring in the people?
I think that the thing about Superstore is that everybody knows those stores. You know, like if you haven't worked in one, you've probably been in one. Even if you didn't purchase anything, you probably have a concept of what those stores are all about. So anytime I tell a friend or somebody like, oh, it's called Superstore, you kind of automatically know, like, oh, okay, it's like a workplace comedy set in a Target type store, which is such a great idea. And I'm also like, how has this not been made sooner? Like, just feels like such an easy, good idea. But I think the thing that's going to bring people back is the connections that the characters have and the stories and how we interact with each other. I think people are going to get invested in those characters pretty quickly because as somebody who's in it, I'm invested in those characters, which is really weird. Like when I get scripts, like there's like certain times where I like read a script for the first time and be like, oh god, like literally like genuinely like, oh well, I guess that's happening now. So I'm just so excited for people to see it. I think people are really going to love it. Yeah.
Can you tease a little bit about what your character gets into this season in this first pilot season?
Yes, absolutely. Dina gets into a lot of mischief this season. She's got her heart set on a new employee on the store, and we get to see what happens with that whole mess. We venture out of the store. Dina and Amy go out of the store in an episode trying to find Cheyenne's baby daddy who's gone on the run. So we get into a lot of hijinks. I think I can use that term and not be overpiping. I think it can be considered true hijinks. So there's lots of great stuff. I shoot guns, I ride in cars, I drive cars. I had to drive a car for this, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's scary when you're like, there's a truck of camera guys and you just have to like promise yourself you're not going to hit them. So yeah, lots of stuff, lots of following the rules, lots of being mean to people, but in a way that I hope audiences will still really love it. Cool.
So I'm doing a roundup on people's hometowns. Can you tell me where you're from and what you love about it and miss about it?
Where I'm from originally? I'm from Belleville, Ontario, Canada. It's a small town about 2 hours east of Toronto. But I also lived in Toronto for years, so I split my time between LA and Toronto now. What I love about Canada is everything. How can I narrow it down? But I think what I love the most about Toronto as a city is just the vibrancy, the culture, the nightlife. You know, I have a condo downtown, and any time of day or night, there's always people bustling. There's always something going on, and then obviously we're quite friendly up there, so that also is always a nice thing to go home to.